Imagine standing on a beach watching waves curl and crash, but these aren't just water, they're patterns, forces pushing and pulling in invisible ways. Donella Meadows invites us then to see beyond the surface, to recognize systems around us complex, alive, and often misunderstood. What if solving the world's biggest crises means learning to think not linearly, but as a woven, dynamic dance? Hold that thought, it will append everything you thought about problem solving. You might think problems have straightforward fixes, but systems laugh at simplicity. Let's unpack how feedback loops quietly run the show, pushing systems toward growth or collapse. On Easter Island, the ancient inhabitants cut down trees faster than they could grow. Meadows reveals how this wasn't just deforestation, it was a feedback loop spiraling downhill. Tree loss reduced technology and food, leading to population crashes. It's a dramatic, real-world tragedy showing how systems punish short-sightedness. Think of feedback loops like a thermostat in your house. When it's too cold, the heater kicks on, that's a balancing loop aiming for stability. But imagine if the heater made the room hotter instead, that's a reinforcing loop, pushing temperature higher and higher like a snowball gathering speed. Meadows paints feedback loops as the invisible glue that either stabilize or wreck systems quietly. Once you see loops, you can harness them. Meadows shares optimistic stories where communities rallied to reverse destructive cycles, like fisheries imposing controlled fishing limits that slowly restore fish populations. The takeaway: systems aren't destined for disaster. You just need to listen to their rhythms and adjust your actions in tune. Systems aren't abstract puzzles. They're built from concrete parts, stocks, and flows like water in a bathtub, waiting for you to discover their surprising power points. Meadows uses the water-filled bathtub as a metaphor for any system with stocks like water and flows, water coming in and out. Imagine the faucet running fast but the drain clogged, the tub overflows. This simple image lets you grasp how things like money, resources, or pollution can build up unexpectedly, changing the whole system's behavior. Levers in systems are points where a tiny push suddenly causes a huge shift. Meadows points to speeding up recycling programs in a city. A small increase in recycling rates can cascade into better resource health and even cultural shifts towards sustainability. A lever no one sees at first glance, but that packs a punch. One hard truth: systems resist fast fixes. Meadows advises patience. Trying to fix a system like the economy or climate too quickly often backfires, but gentle, consistent nudges at the right levers tend to yield stronger, lasting change. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This mindset changes how you act in your work and life. Our world screams at us to focus on symbols, stats, or shiny tech fixes, but Meadows nudges us toward a crucial shift: prioritizing relationships and perspectives inside systems. Meadows warns us not to worship numbers alone. She tells the story of a community obsessed with GDP growth while ignoring environmental degradation and well-being. The locals lost track of what truly mattered: health, happiness, balance. Numbers can mislead if divorced from the system's bigger story. Your mindset acts like the lens through which you see the system. Meadows shows how a growth-obsessed mindset breeds overconsumption. Shift that lens to one of resilience and cooperation, and suddenly the system's outputs transform. It's like putting on new glasses that reveal hidden patterns and smarter choices. Meadows wasn't just an analyst, she was a mentor for humility. She emphasizes staying a learner in the face of complex, ever-changing systems. No one has all the answers. Becoming curious rather than confident, asking questions instead of asserting, is the secret to keeping systems healthy and adaptive, an insight that feels like breathing fresh air in a polluted room. Remember those waves from the start, the rhythms and loops pushing and pulling beneath the surface. Meadows shows us that when you learn to read those hidden patterns, you move from helpless bystander to active problem solver. Tomorrow, try this. Look around your day, spot one feedback loop in action, and ask yourself, how could a small nudge change everything? Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.